Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. I'm coming to you live from the Crypto Lifer studio, if you will. We're going to be taking a look at our portfolio today. And guys, we have big news. For the first time since we started this portfolio, we are up. We are at $7,863 in returns. The cost basis should be $41,000. It's very close, not $40,978. It might have had to do with when we put the money in there, maybe a little fluctuation in altcoins. But we're up, guys. We started with 40,000, and I told you guys when we put the money in back in July and August that it wasn't going to be the best time. But what you see now, this number here is a little faulty because our portfolio wasn't actually worth that much. We were moving some stable coins around, and this was the same thing right here. But you can see now that we are significantly above where we started. Absolutely phenomenal. So let's take a look at our individual wallets here. You guys know we have 4 different portfolios on here. We'll start with a $25,000 portfolio. We are coming in at $28,127. Let's take a look at what we have in there. We've got Algo leading the way, Ethereum, ICP, Chainlink, ADA, Optimism. This is one to watch for this bull run. I'm telling you guys, watch out for Optimism, watch out for Matic. They're going to be doing absolutely phenomenal. But the important part is put $25,000 in, guys, and we are now just think about this, a little bitty tiny Bitcoin move. It's still at $23,000 basically, guys. And right now we are coming in at 25K or 28K on this portfolio. Our $10,000 portfolio now up to $12,612, and thank God for Optimism. Look at Optimism leading the way here. If you remember when we put Optimism in this portfolio, it was simply because it looked like it was a possible good short-term trade, and then we got stuck with it because the price went down. And now look at this. Look at the two leading the way, our layer 2 platforms, Optimism and Matic. Come to our $1,000 portfolio. We're up 3.7%, not as much on this one. ICP definitely has helped us out in this portfolio. Guys, when you got a $1,000 portfolio, you don't have a lot of margin to work with. So we're really going to need to see some big moves from a lot of these coins to take profits on this $1,000 portfolio. And you kind of see the effect of compound gains here. When you've got bigger portfolios, the money can stack up quicker because you're more diversified and you have a greater chance of hitting some big runs with a great diversified portfolio. But you don't want to be too diversified, because if you've got 100 coins and you put $100 in each and then you get a 50% move, well, you made $50 on a coin. That's not that big. But if you keep it somewhere between 8 to 12 on a $10,000 portfolio, somewhere between 4 and 8 for a $1,000 portfolio, and then for a $25,000 you can have up to somewhere 12, 15, somewhere around there. Those are some pretty good numbers. And let's look at our ISO 20022 portfolio. This one here is very interesting. We may want to consider taking some profits in this one. I'm not in the office today. I'm in Crypto Lifer studio. As mentioned, he's going to come on and give you his opinion here on these portfolios in just a moment. But on this one, you guys can see we may be making some moves in the office next week. We're going to potentially be looking at taking some profits from some of the ones that we have higher amounts on and rolling them down into some of these at the bottom. And of course, when it comes to ISO 20022, we don't know if Cardano, we don't know if IOTA, we don't know. I can never remember if it's Algorand or HBAR that is officially in the potential club. One falls right outside of it. But definitely when it comes to XRP, when it comes to XDC, when it comes to Quant, when it comes to XLM, these are definitely ISO 20022 compliant coins. And so we're going to be taking a look at, which ones of those we can roll profits into. But just keep in mind, this is not an official list. The only two I believe are definitely going to be working with this are XRP and XLM, and we'll just have to see how that works out. But the big news here, like I said, is that we are up on this portfolio for the first real time ever, sustainable. And if you look at our performers here, you see Algo up huge, 19% over the all-time realized return. Now, when you look at all of these assets and you look, our USD is down a little bit, which is funny. Near Protocol, Sandbox, we're still down very significantly on Sandbox, very significantly on Stellar, IOTA, and Filecoin. But look, XDC, we're up. Quant, we're up. Cosmos up 55%. This may have taken over as the number one from ICP. It has. Cosmos up 55% since we bought it. Internet Computer Protocol up 53% since we bought it. Polygon, huge move there. Oh, actually, no, Optimism is our number one mover. It's up 93% since we bought it. I told you guys, ICP and Optimism and Polygon, these are the coins I've been telling you guys to watch, and these are in fact our top 3 movers, other than Aptos here, that we don't have a ton in Aptos. We know it made a big move, and you look at Cosmos obviously making a big move as well, but really excited. So we're going to bring Crypto Lifer on, and tell me, what do you think about these portfolios? And, just if you have any comments on it.
I'm impressed by this portfolio because it shows, some guts. I mean, a lot of people don't have the guts to peel out a shekel, any money in a bear market. So another cool thing about this portfolio is you're not expecting to make huge gains in a bear market. You're expecting to build, and you're looking at for a 2 to 3 year hold, in my opinion, for some of these big movers, I mean, depending on how big the market gets, but you get into that bull run of 2025, you're in this great euphoria. You see everyone talking about Bitcoin. Probably going to be a time to maybe take some profits out of this portfolio. So to me, you're setting yourself up for buying low risk. You're getting so close to the bottoms of these coins that, and Optimism, like he said, in Matic, I hold bags of Matic. I started getting into Optimism too, around $1 and $2. I mean, this thing is on fire. It's in price discovery. I kind of want to show the Optimism chart right now and break it down, kind of what I saw last night in the last few days, what I looked at to trade. I'm a very simple trader when it comes to things. I try to use, simple indicators, right? And for me, everything starts with a pattern. So when I saw Optimism, I like to kind of show you what I saw nakedly on the chart. So I take away everything, and I saw, even if I take away my moving averages, and I even go back in time, I just saw this, and right off the bat, that says money to me. I start seeing consolidation. I know it's hot. People are getting into it. How come it didn't get sold off? A lot of times when you see a pump like that, you should retrace to the 618. When I see something only retrace like 10 or 20% and start making a tight channel, I know that shows buy pressure, right? I always say lower highs and higher lows, getting tight. This right here is the VRVP. It started to get above it. I had a feeling, and then the moving averages got tight. So it's kind of interesting because you'll have news about a coin that'll get you excited about it, and the TA will go hand in hand with that. And the more you play with TA and news, the more you kind of need one of them, And all I know, when I see a chart like this and then the news comes, and think about this is gonna, people obviously love Ethereum. It's gonna move, but this makes Ethereum easier to use, quicker to use, and less expensive. So that's why Matic and Op are gonna boom. I think this is a great portfolio. It's well balanced. I love Algo too. I think Algo is the one that's got the go ahead because the CEO is like in with the SEC and everyone in the government. He also created like zero fault tolerance, right? One of the first things that we use in cryptography. So I was at the Celtics game recently too, and Algo's sitting there in front of all the people. They're all watching the game, and I feel like I'm the only guy there, 70,000 people in Algorand sitting there, and they have it going for 5 minutes on the entire scoreboard and around the entire arena, and you're just sitting there like, and the guy next to me, I'm like, man, if you buy that, I'm like, a few years from now, man, you never know, right? And people looking at me like I was crazy. They had no idea what I was talking about. But man, this is great. I like what I'm seeing here, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I want to keep it short and sweet, but yeah, I mean, I have nothing. This is great, man. You even had the new Aptos in there. So like, not only are you grabbing some new coins, you have some old ones mixed in with Cardano, Chainlink. I still hold Chainlink too. I believe it's gonna make a move, and it's gonna be a good coin because it's interoperable and it connects multiple chains. So this is hot, man. I like what you guys are doing, and you guys are putting your money where your mouth is. You're showing people the money. Like this, 2-3 years from now, people are gonna talk about this portfolio. You're gonna see what really happens to it.
Thank you, Crypto Lifer, for coming on and telling me I did a great job. That's what I love the most. Guys, if you want to check out Crypto Lifer, you would have seen him earlier today on our live stream. We'll put a link down below in the description so you guys can go subscribe to his channel. And hey, portfolio is moving. I'm loving it. But I just want to give everybody a quick word of caution here, which is this does not mean it's up only from here. We certainly could see a large retracement. We could see this portfolio quickly go back negative and then bounce back. But overall, I'm really happy. And we've got really strong performers already in this portfolio that are going to pad us. I think Bitcoin could go back below 20,000 and we might be able to stay at break even or above on this portfolio due to the great performances of ICP, Cosmos, Optimism, and many of Algorand and many of the others as well. Polygon, some of the great movers. So make sure to check his channel out. We'll put that down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. We in the green. BitBoy out.